Year after year, people tell me that summer is the most inconsistent time for them when it comes to Bible reading. And I found that to be the case for me too over the years, whether it's kids are out of school and now you've got people home at the time when you normally read the Bible, or you've got vacations built in there, trips, you've got guests coming in, whatever it is, that if that's you are in the right place. Because in this video, I want to give you 2 plans that will take you through all of June, July, and August. And I also want to give you this free resource, the 9 short Bible studies you can do in under a month. So if one of the 2 that I lay out in this video doesn't resonate for you, you could just simply pick 3 of the 9 on there, do 1 for June, 1 for July, 1 for August, and you are good to go. So go to keithfarron.com/short and you can download that resource completely free. So I am releasing this video on June 1st. I know that summer doesn't officially start till June 21st, but in my brain, June, July, and August are summer. Once I hit June, I'm in summer mindset, and once September comes and kids are back in school and football season is underway, then I am in fall mindset. And so I'm releasing this on June 1st so that we can lay this thing out. So here, the first plan, and I go into this one in depth in the video that probably just popped up right there. It is an 89-day plan focused on the short books of the New Testament. I'm going to give you the super brief overview, and if that's the one that resonates for you, you could just pause this video after I talk about it and click the link in the description and go to the video that I just mentioned. And so that video, it covers an 89-day plan. See, there are 92 days in these 3 months, right? 30 in June and 31 in July and August. You've got 92 days. This is an 89-day plan that takes the 17 books of the New Testament that can be read in under 30 minutes. And there are 17 of the 27 that can be read at a normal rate of speed, not speed reading, in under 30 minutes. Many of them are 8 to 12 minutes. And it just takes those and you read the entire book on a day, and then you just take however many days that chapter is, read a chapter a day, and then you read the whole book again. Then you go to the next book and you read the whole book, then the chapter, and then you go to the book again. And reading through those 17 books, that whole book, which I call watch the movie, study the scenes, watch the movie. Watch the movie, study the scenes, watch the movie, and that will take you 89 days. So with 92 days, you've got a few days of buffer if you miss one. So that is one of the plans that you could do. If you wanted one plan that would take you through the entire summer and you're pretty consistent, then the 89-day plan could work for you. Now, here is what I recommend for most people. Take the month of June. And it's perfect that June 1st happens to fall on a Monday because you've got 4 weeks with a couple days of buffer at the very end. And what I want you to do is I just want you to do the Gospel a Week program. Just spend June soaking in the life of Jesus. And so you'll take the Matthew and you'll just read Matthew over the course of a week. Now, if you're somebody who likes to read for 30, 45 minutes or something, you might read Matthew twice. But for most people, most of these Gospels, Matthew and Luke will take about 2 hours to read. John will take a little less than 2 hours, and Mark will take even a little less than that, about an hour and a half. And so over the course of a week, if you've got 2 hours, then you're looking at 20 minutes a day, even if you miss a day. And so 15 or so if you read all 7 days. So just read a gospel and then read the next gospel and then read the next gospel. Spend a week in each gospel. That is the month of June. For July, I want to give you 2 different options. For July, I want to it's a soaking in the Psalms or soaking in Proverbs. So if you're going to take Proverbs, I know so many people who have made a habit of every month that has 31 days in it, that throughout the year, they read a proverb a day. And so there are 31 Proverbs in the book of Proverbs. And so you don't even need to have a bookmark You can just read whatever proverb it lines up with the date. And if you happen to miss a day, just go to the next date. This is not one that you just have to check off everything. This is a time to in the midst of the craziness of the schedule, you are setting aside time to meet with God. And so the Proverb a Day version is just to take whatever date it is in July and read that proverb. For Psalms there are 150 Psalms. Most of the Psalms are going to take you somewhere between 30 seconds and a minute and a half to read. Most of the Psalms are very short because they're poetry and song lyrics and stuff. There are a couple longer ones, and one of the beauties of doing it on a day with 31 is that Psalm 119 happens to be the longest chapter in Scripture. Read out loud at a normal rate of speed, Psalm 119 will take you somewhere between probably 13 and 15 minutes to read. And so I like reading Psalm 119 on its own. And so that can be, you can just take a day to read it on its own, and then your other 5 a day will fall into 31. The other psalm that is fairly long, that will take you about 10 minutes to read, would be Psalm 78. So if you wanted to take Psalm 78 and Psalm 119, give them each their own day. A lot of the Psalms, especially the ones at the very end of the Bible, are really short. Some are 2 to 4 verses. And so you could have a couple days where you do 6 instead of 5, and you'll still hit all 150 Psalms in the month of July. So you've got the Gospels in June, you've got either Psalms or Proverbs in July, and then in August, I'm going to give you 2 options for this as well. I want to encourage you to this is what I recommend, is to take one of the short books of the New Testament. So again, there are 17 books of the New Testament that can be read in under 30 minutes, most of which are 10 to 15 minutes. And so taking 4 of those short books, you could take Ephesians and James and 1 Peter and Colossians. You could take those 4. You could pick whatever 4. You just look at the list that, again, is down below, and pick 4 of those and read them in their entirety each day for a week. So you just soak in Ephesians for a week. This is not, I find that so often when people are used to either like deep study of Scripture, or they journal through everything, or they do word studies, or they write down a whole lot of things, or they do that, oftentimes that mindset of every time I read the Bible, I need to do a deep study is part of what derails people. And so taking a month and just saying, you know what? August is about watching the movie. August is about getting an understanding of what this book is about, not studying it deeply, and just soaking in it, just praying through it, meditating on it, and just giving yourself permission not to do deep study for 1 month, to just read it. If something catches your eye and you happen to have time and you want to go down a rabbit trail, then great. But as your goal for that month is to give 1 week to 1 book, and just read it every day. Read the whole book of Ephesians, read the whole book of James, read the whole book of 1 Peter, read the whole book of Colossians, whatever, for 1 week. So you've got 4 books that you just soaked in. What that oftentimes leads to, if you pick 4 books, especially if they're 4 books that you're not as familiar with, what oftentimes happens there is you identify in one of those 4 weeks a book that you just felt like you connected with God on a deeper level, and you find yourself drawn to want to know more about that book. And so you may take a month or 2. That may turn into your fall study. I'm going to take 2 or 3 months and really study Colossians deeply, or something like that. So that can be your entire plan for the summer. Take the 89-day tour through the short books of the New Testament, or take June and do a gospel review and hang out with Jesus. Take July and focus on Proverbs or focus on Psalms. And then in August, pick 4 of the short books of the New Testament and just soak in each one for a week. So I hope that was helpful for you. Again, you're going to want to make sure to go to keithfarron.com/short and I will send you this so that if you want to pick a few different ones, there are 9 different options on that download that you can do in under a month. So you can also mix and match those, or maybe that will lead you to what you do for next summer and the summer after that and the summer after that. So hope this was helpful. Please, will you share this with a friend, and would you like this video and subscribe to this channel? Leave a comment so that YouTube knows to recommend it to other people. And speaking of recommendations, YouTube thinks you're going to really like that video. So you're probably going to want to watch that one. And I will see you in the next video.